Welcome to the GPLama YouTube channel, and this week Garmin have released firmware updates across the board for their X30 series, the Edge Explore 2 and the Edge 1040 series, the basic and the solar edition. If you're an owner of one of these newer units, no doubt you've had a prompt pop up asking you to update in the last few days. If not, it's coming. And in this video, I'll cover what you need to know about what's appearing on your device. Kicking off with the Edge 530, 830, 1030 and 1030 Plus series, respective versions there on screen. Just one single update listed in the changelogs, and that is fixed BLE sensor connection issue for Connect IQ data fields. What does that mean? Well, some external sensors, such as the Air Assistant, which I haven't unboxed yet, coming soon. These connect over BLE to these units to display data on screen using a Connect IQ data field. There's obviously been some tweaks there, fixing sensor connections, so hopefully by the time I get to unboxing those, it'll be smooth sailing. On to the Edge Explore 2. A few more updates for this unit over here, released just a few weeks ago. Fixed an issue that doesn't respect Climb Pro settings. Those Climb Pro settings do deserve our respect. Fixed Edge remote control behavior, fixed a bug for indoor trainer source, fixed Connect IQ issues, and fixed crash issues. Two very generic lines there in the changelog. Added radar alert for awareness on first connect. That's just a, look, use your common sense. This thing's not going to save your life. Use your ears, use your eyes, etc. That's a warning that pops up on all the devices. And improved touch behavior in widget loop. I've always found the touchscreen on the Edge Explore 2 pretty good, actually. So Garmin releasing improvements on top of that. Now onto the Edge 1040. So both of those, the standard and the solar. There is an absolutely huge list of changes, literally longer than my arm. Yes, that's my arm for scale, and it's off the charts and off the page of what they've fixed on this unit. Given there are so many updates here, I'm going to cherry pick what's important or what I think you need to know if you own one of these newer devices. So added support for e-bike smart range, added music control widget to the 1040 series. Now the Edge Explore 2 has had this since launch. I've covered this in a separate video entirely. I'll put a link in the video description to that. But it's a very handy little addition to have on the screen. My use case is I was out testing this new firmware today out on the gravel bike, listening to a podcast. I could pull the menu down from the top and see how long I had left in the podcast to go. So it's not all about music. Podcasts also very, very handy. Added support for intensity minutes, fitness age, added climb markers to the elevation graph. Now here's where I went down the rabbit hole, and I think I've found another bug. But what I can tell you is it's changed from this to this on an elevation preview. Yes, those little tiny circles are now appearing on screen at the top of climbs. Now what I wasn't able to do is load a route and show the entire elevation profile on the 1040 and the Edge Explore 2. Something was very screwy with it. I can still do it on the Edge 1030 and 1030 Plus, but they don't have the little circles there. So yeah, TBA on exactly what that's about out on the road, showing those little dots on the top of climbs. Continuing on, added support for the Tempi temperature sensor, added support for Connect IQ glances on the home screen, added segment time data field, added support for startup.txt. Let's stop there. Startup.txt is very, very handy. Something that I use across all my devices, and it's what you see there on the thumbnail I use for these videos. That little property of GPLama is coming from a startup.txt file on these units. Now, a few years back, I did a full video on how to get those onto your Garmin Edge units. I'll link below to that. But support for startup.txt is now on the 1040 series, and it does appear to have emoji support as well. Highly recommended you put in your name and maybe phone number in those, just in case your unit happens to go sailing off the front of your bike and someone picks it up. Alrighty, other features added, turning off daily suggested workout on the menus, there's some Di2 and Edge remote button configuration and things like that, added manual compass calibration to the test menu, updated to training status 2.0, no further detail I can find on that. And then we're into the improvements and the issues fixed. So capitalization behavior, turn prompt responsiveness, and auto pause responsiveness. And from there, the list goes on and on and on. Now over on Garmin Express, the changelog is even longer than on the website. They also list here, well, it stops at improved software stability on the changelog on the website, but over on Garmin Express, it says here, added support for the RCT 715, Hebrew language support, a few other things here. Added several features from the Edge X30 series, so bike alarm, racing activity, set a target, stress score, save location editing, virtual partner controls, improves climb graph coloring, improves graphical data field UI, improves device stability. Again, very generic, but something that's handy to have. And the last two, improves device performance, including map drawing and route calculation, and fixes bugs related to solar gain reporting, real-time settings, Climb Pro post-ride, and other features. So there is an absolute stack of updates landing this week in the public release of the firmware for the Edge 1040. Now I say public release because all of those updates you've just seen there, that huge list, they've been building up over the last few weeks with beta releases. Now, I did a video a few weeks back about the new beta program that Garmin have. If you want to be a part of those leading edge, cutting edge, bleeding edge, stab yourself in the eye sometimes if it doesn't work. But what I'm covering today is all the public release firmwares, which will pop up on your devices. Now, in follow-up to a few of the issues that I've been having on the Edge 1040, gradient lag still occurs for me even with this update. I did install the 4eyes Precision 3 power meter on my bike last week and went out for a ride with the latest beta firmware, and no issues at all encountered. But that's similar to what we're seeing in the forums. Some people have the issues, some people don't. No official response from Garmin or 4eyes on that just yet. So stay tuned on that one. And also persisting for me is some of the graphical gear displays and things on the map screen with one data field below. Still not resolved with this latest firmware update 14.20. So not so good out in the bike for those things. However, good for me because there'll be another firmware update video to do in the near future. And to be across those, make sure you hit subscribe to this channel, hit like if you found this informative, and if the update hasn't appeared on your system, grab yourself a USB cable, plug it into a Mac or PC, load up Garmin Express and do a sync. That should get you sorted for these updates. And with that, we'll leave it there. Happy riding, and we'll see you next time.